Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about mood. It kind of overlaps, I guess, with mindset to a point, but it's more about how to cope with dips in your mood. I suffer with seasonal affective disorder, otherwise known as SAD. In a nutshell, what it basically means is from around October to about now, where the days are shorter, the nights are longer, the darkness has crept in, I feel a lot more miserable. I'm a lot more down. I'm a lot less motivated. I just generally aren't, I'm less nice to be around. I was going to say I'm not nice to be around. That's not fair. I'm less nice to be around because I struggled with it. Previously, I really struggled with it. So I've had to find and develop techniques that mean I can cope with SAD each year and be nicer to be around, maintain my motivation, stay on track with my diet and my fitness, because that's something else that would suffer. I would just stop going to the gym. So how do we do that? The first thing is you have to be honest with yourself. You have to go, I know this is going to happen. I'm not going to bury my head in the sand and pretend it won't. So I'm going to accept that it's coming and I'm going to now work out a way of dealing with it. For me, personally, Calms, the tablets. You can get any version of those tablets. They're basically tablets that contain St. John's wort, which is, for all intents and purposes, a natural antidepressant. I take one of them a day from about October onwards, religiously. Even when I'm, feeling great each week, still take them because they help balance out my mood through natural means. And it means that I don't suffer anywhere near as much with that lack of motivation, that lack of being strict with my diet and all of the things that affect me. Because what happens with your mind is it's very easy to spiral downwards, especially if you're sort of mentally fighting against it, and then suddenly it hits you anyway, and then you go, great, I've tried my best, here we go, and then that negative mindset creeps in, and you're on that downward spiral. So acceptance is the first big thing. Secondly, for me, I guess really tying in with acceptance is not just acceptance that it will happen, but it's acceptance when it does. There is nothing wrong with having a bad day. There is nothing wrong with going, do you know what? I'm having a couple of crap days. I'm just going to sit on the couch and mong out. If you can do that, if you have that time, if you have few enough responsibilities that you can get away with doing that, then do that. Sometimes I will literally say to myself, today's going to be a bad day. I'm in a terrible mood. I'm going to wallow today. Today is going to be a day where I get nothing done and I'm just going to wallow in my own misery. And I'm going to be okay with that. And if anyone asks me, I'm going to tell them, no, I'm wallowing in my own misery today. Quite happy doing that. Please leave me alone. But what I also will do is promise myself that the next day will not be a wallow day. I will not have 2 of those days in a row. I refuse to have 2 of those days in a row. So I'm going to make the most of my miserable day, shut myself away from the world, turn the lights off, maybe have a cry, do whatever it is I need to do to get me through that day. But the next morning when I wake up, my alarm will be set early, and come hell or high water, I will be going to the gym. And then I will be proud of myself because I've stuck to my word. I've only had that for a day, then I've got up, I've gone out and I've got it done. And that to me is what it's about. You're then reminding yourself of your inner strength. You're reminding yourself of your inner power. You're saying, yeah, I am weak sometimes. Sometimes I do have down days. Sometimes I do have things going on in my head that I don't understand. But irrespective of that, the next day I get my ass out of bed. I drag my ass to the gym. And it's back to that same analogy of taking your next step and not focusing on anything else too far down the road. All you've got to do is set your alarm. When it goes off, all you've got to do is sit up. After you've sat up, all you've got to do is turn your light on. The night before, all you've got to do is lay out a pair of shorts, pair of socks, and a t-shirt. There are little things that we can do that require zero effort, that set us up to be a success that day. In terms of recognizing that those days are coming, if you're someone that suffers up and down, you'll have 3 good days, 1 bad day, 4 good days, 2 bad days, things like that, then what you've got to start looking at is making a note, maybe keep a diary and go, right, today I've had a bad day. So what happened yesterday? Go back into your diary and go, right, this happened yesterday, that happened yesterday. And you may find a pattern. You may find that it's certain foods, or you may find that your down day comes every time you've ordered a Domino's the night before. And it could be a guilt thing. On a subconscious level, it could be your mind saying you're failing. You're not doing well enough. And so you suffer with guilt, which then makes you feel miserable. And then the next day, lo and behold, you've got a miserable day. We need to be able as human beings to self-assess, to look at ourselves and go, why is this happening? We should question that. We should want to question it. Why is this happening? Why am I doing this? Because unless we ask ourselves these very important, very difficult questions, we do not give ourselves an opportunity to look for the answer. And that's what we need to be doing, looking for our own answers. We shouldn't be waiting for the world to deliver stuff to us. We need to be going, why is this happening? How do I stop it? And the only way to do that is self-assessment. So keep a diary. Doesn't have to be long. Doesn't have to be boring. It can literally be bullet points. Woke up. What time? Great. Write that in. What did you have for breakfast? What happened next? Did you have a good day at work or a bad day at work? Did you have a row with the girlfriend? Did you row with your husband? Whatever it is, make a note of it and see if there's any patterns. And then you can empower yourself, and you have given yourself an ability to effect change in your own life, should you wish to do it. But it requires honesty initially, and it requires acceptance of the situation. Hope that helps you guys. Please give me any feedback you want, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care.